Hello everyone, my name is Gene Dougherty and I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch my presentation. The historiography of anti-Irish and anti-Catholic sentiment in American public education has evolved significantly over time. Initially shaped by contemporary anti-immigrant rhetoric, early historical accounts often reflected Protestant biases. The early work of historians Elwood P. Cubberley, a prominent educational historian and administrator, late 19th and 20th century, often reflected prominent progressive era beliefs in public education as a means of socializing immigrants and reinforcing American civic values, while mostly ignoring and dismissing the grievances of Irish Catholics who opposed Protestant-dominated curricula in schools. Cubberley argues that the secularization of education in the United States was not an intentional attack on religious institutions, but rather an inevitable consequence of the country's development toward self-governance and national identity. He saw Catholic parochial schools as a challenge to assimilation process, arguing that they hindered the ability of Irish Catholic immigrants to integrate into American society fully. By the mid-20th century, a growing interest in social history led scholars to revisit the experience of marginalized groups like the Irish Catholics. Works such as John Higham's Strangers in the Land, Patterns of American Nativism, 1860 to 1925, provided a more nuanced understanding of anti-Catholic sentiment. His work instrumental in understanding how religious influenced public education and how Irish immigrants resisted assimilation pressures. James Hennessy in American Catholics, A History of Catholic Community and the United States in 1981, explored the resilience of Catholic education institutions and their role in preserving religious identity despite systematic discrimination. Hennessy highlights the deep-rooted anti-Catholic and anti-Irish sentiment of the 19th century America, particularly regarding the role of Catholic immigrants in public education and politics. By the late 20th century, historians began to place greater emphasis on legal battles surrounding religious education. Philip Hamburger's Separation of Church and State provided an in-depth examination of how anti-Catholic sentiment influenced American legal interpretations of religious freedom. Hamburger argued that Protestant majorities used the principle of separation of church and state to marginalize Catholic schools and restrict public funding for religious education. More recent scholarship, such as John McGreevy in Catholicism and American Freedom, A History, have expanded the discussion to consider broader implications of anti-Catholic bias on education for contemporary debates on religious liberty. These dynamics contributed to a broader narrative in which Catholicism was often portrayed as incompatible with American values of individualism and democracy, leading to systematic discrimination against Irish Catholics in areas such as education and politics. This evolving historiographical landscape underscores the importance of revisiting marginalized narratives to fully understand the complexities of American history. Where I hope to add to this historiography of this topic is examining how Catholic Church and Catholic parochial schools helped Irish Catholic immigrants maintain much of their Irish Catholic heritage while still assimilating them into the broader American culture. My research will focus on the city of Philadelphia and its outskirts of Delaware County. In addition to the sources explored here, I will also incorporate Emmett Larkin's The Roman Catholic Church and the Creation of Modern State, as well as the historical dimensions of Irish Catholicism, William Shannon's The American Irish, A Political and Social Portrait, The Philadelphia Irish by Michael Mullen, Dennis Clark's The Irish in Philadelphia, Kirby Miller's Immigrants and Exiles, Ireland and the Irish Exodus to the North, and the Ancient Order of Hibernians collection, Anti-Catholic Literature collection, available through Catholic University, and the Archdiocese of Philadelphia Archives. Thank you for your time.